The John Wick franchise has just been so wildly successful. We started out with Theon Greyjoy killing an innocent dog, and now, boom! We have a franchise, and a franchise that is continuing to grow and evolve. We are getting a lot of lore in this John Wick universe, and I am all for it. I am really enjoying how fleshed out this universe has become. I guess you could say that show Continental, which was on Peacock, I'm not sure if that was a big hit for them, but this is another step in that direction to flesh things out. It's Ballerina. Actually, the official title is From the World of John Wick, Ballerina. That is just an awful mouthful. I'm going to call this movie Ballerina. So this is a spin-off of the John Wick franchise, and it happens to take place around John Wick 3 and John Wick 4, which is why we are able to have Keanu Reeves reprising his role as John Wick in this movie. If you saw it in the commercials, you were probably wondering, when does this take place? Well, now you know. Spin-offs can be really great, but they can also really suck. So is this movie worth a trip to the cinemas? Should you jump in your car and go sit in a strange room next to rude people? Let's discuss. Ballerina is connected to the John Wick universe, but offers us a perspective from a previously unseen character. She was there around John Wick 3 or 4, but we didn't see her until now. It stars Ana de Armas, Keanu Reeves, Anjelica Huston, Ian McShane, Gabriel Byrne, and Norman Reedus. It also features the last performance of the late Lance Reddick. Hold up, I just checked his page on IMDb and he actually still has one more movie coming out. But man, it really hit hard seeing him on screen. Such a great actor and a talent lost way too soon. So like the original John Wick movie, this is a revenge-driven storyline. So really not too different from where this whole franchise got its start. It's revenge, it's vengeance. People can just be so vengeful. And while John Wick had his dog to avenge, Eve is avenging her father. I think these are both extremely easy motivations to get behind. Now she grows up raised by the director, played by Anjelica Huston, and she becomes just like John Wick. An assassin working for the high table. But at some point during this quest of hers, this quest for revenge, well, she ends up crossing the line and not having the blessing of the high table. So they do end up sending someone to stop her, and that somebody is John Wick. When I saw that in the trailer, I knew I just had to see this movie because I know this is the Baba Yaga. Nobody survives an encounter with this guy, so I had to see what was gonna happen with poor Eve in this movie when she got up against John Wick. Now let me just say right off the bat that Ana de Armas is a very capable action star. She proved her worth in No Time to Die, starring Daniel Craig, that last Bond movie of his, and she is proving it all over again in this movie. She is an absolute slayer thug bitch in this movie, and she does it with style and grace. One of the things I really enjoyed about this movie was the moments where she wasn't an absolute killer badass, when she was getting her ass smacked around. It was pretty satisfying because it humanizes her just a little bit. I mean, obviously nothing that happens in the John Wick franchise even resembles realism, but seeing her get knocked around a bit, it helped to sell the fact that this is a young assassin who is young in her career. She is still improving, and I liked that. You know that first fight scene in Casino Royale where Daniel Craig earns his 007 status? That was a very messy fight because Bond, he was still pretty new. He was not the rustic, rough and tumble guy that we have gotten to know. That's exactly what this movie had going on with Eve. This film is directed by Len Wiseman, which is not the same director as the John Wick movie, and yet this guy totally understands this franchise and he does it justice. As a matter of fact, it feels extremely continuous. The continuity with this movie to the previous movies with John Wick is really perfect. You would think that you have not missed a beat. It would seem like it's the exact same director. As a matter of fact, what really helps sell this is the fact that the musical composer from the 4 John Wick movies is back, and you get to hear some of that classic John Wick theme. I guess at this point, it's not just John Wick's theme. Maybe it's the High Tables theme. Maybe it's this world's theme. Either way, it's back, and I was extremely glad to hear it. Yes, Len Wiseman is not the OG director, but he is a very talented director in his own right. He directed a little movie called Underworld back in the day. That was my first R-rated movie in cinemas. I went and saw that movie basically at the stroke of midnight. I think it was a midnight release, and I turned 17 and I got a ticket, and it felt awesome. So Len Wiseman is someone that I have watched for a while. Not all of his movies have been great, but this one is a step in the right direction for this man. He is doing great behind the director's lens with this movie. He directs some very powerful and well choreographed action in this movie that's gonna feel exactly like you're watching John Wick. I don't know if it's the same, stunt team, if it's the same fight coordinator, but it all feels very similar, very coherent. And I saw this movie in Dolby Cinema, and let me just say, this movie hits. Its soundtrack is remarkable. The sound effects are so powerful. I assume it's gonna be just as powerful in regular cinemas. Who am I kidding? It's not gonna be, but it's gonna be really good. But either way, the shotgun blast, you feel the power of the shotgun blast. You feel the weight of these explosions. It really is just a powerful, fun film to see in cinemas. And it's got all the things we love about the John Wick franchise. Lots of random thugs dying. I am really curious just how many random thugs died. While I was watching this movie, I started thinking, I should have had one of those clicker things, and I would have been clicking the whole damn movie. It might have really pissed people off, but if you by chance happen to know how many random thug bad guys were killed in this movie, go ahead and put that in the comments. So yeah, can't go wrong here. This is definitely a solid time. This movie is really excellent. It is very much worth a trip to the cinemas. You should definitely get in your car and go sit in the dark auditorium with the rude people that are sitting behind you that clearly don't really want to watch the movie. They're just here to have a conversation with their bros. I just want to rant and say that I am 100% positive that people pay no mind to that message that they play before the movies where they say, please shut the fuck up. I don't think people are paying any attention. You know why? Because they're already talking their asses off. Rant over. I had a blast watching Ballerina. For me, this movie is a very solid 9 out of 10. That's my thoughts on it. Did you see this movie yet? If you did, please put your thoughts in the comments and let me know. If you liked this video, please go ahead and hit the like button so that I can know you liked it. That's really the only metric that I have. And if you want to hear more things from me, please do subscribe to this channel. Later.